All right, as always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it, and you can lose all your money. Also, this live stream is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, and the live stream is not intended to copy my trades. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Good morning, Ed. Just trying to make sure I have my settings all correct. Double check, triple check everything. Morning, JJ. Morning, Jim. Glad to see everybody back. See what we have going on today. We do have Jay Powell speaking at 10. So, gonna have to watch out for that for sure. All right, we have our opening move up. Now it's coming back down. Let's take a look at the 30 tick here. Got a little bit of sideways action going on this morning. Kind of here's our open. Down here at this red ice level was the low. Had a nice little run up here, left a mini magnet reversed. So now we have a clear, defined top and bottom range here. Let's see if I'm not sure if we'll get much before Jay Powell talks. Came up and tested the dev here, left this mini magnet. So we'll see if we get a push down through the bottom or not. 50 tick is in a nice little choppy area. 10 tick, of course, is running all over the place. So let's see. In probably a couple minutes, I'll refresh my flux levels and dynamic magnets. Morning, Jean. All right, just trying to see. Okay, we have a little bit of a check the 30 tick. We have some chopping, leaving a bunch of order prints here. So 50 tick, some nice little chopping going on. Just got to be careful if it's going to continue this until Jerome Powell speaks. That's the only thing. Might not, but just got to kind of be aware of that. I would be looking, if I went long, pretty much above the dev and wall level here. Hey, Vegas. Good morning. Glad to see everybody coming back here and hopping on and joining me. I wasn't sure also how many people would be coming in at this time also. Okay, we might be getting along. It's a pretty big stop, but I may be taking it if it breaks above this mini magnet. If I get an entry above the mini magnet, then all we have up above is another, because we're getting a breakout bar on the 50 if it gets up there. See right there at 218.25. Or, I'm sorry, 216.25. So basically, if we got a long above this mini magnet, that would be a breakout bar as well. So I will hop in that. The 30 tick is showing a potential reversal bar with a cluster, trapped orders. So that's why I will wait to see if we could break up above this area, this mini magnet. And as you can see, it's not going to. So, because technically, no, never mind. There wasn't an entry there. I was going to say, technically there was an entry up here, but there wasn't. So, all right, I'm going to refresh my flux levels and dynamic magnets real quick just to be safe. Okay, there we go. One thing I did too that I want to mention is I added flux levels. You know how you do the 60 240 chart? I also did a daily chart and added the flux levels just to see that, because those flux levels on a daily chart are really strong. So if price is bouncing off of those, then I've seen them run. Just kind of a little extra to look at. Okay, we might be getting a mini magnet on the 30 tick with an up close bar right off that same area. See, right around the same area where it's laying all this OP. If this closes up, I would definitely be looking for a long. It might not, but and we're still in this chop box. So, and of course, the closer we get to Jay Powell talking, the more careful we got to be. So I'm just trying to see if we can get like a little move before he speaks. I mean, it might not happen, but we shall see. Vegas, you started trading those PAs yet? Are you still waiting a little bit? Now, if we do go short, I would prefer a short below this red eyes, preferably below this last low over here at the open where it kind of shot down. We had the run up, shot down. So there's a lot of volume up above, though. Look up here around this blue ice. Look at all these ice nodes up here, these volume ice nodes. So wouldn't be surprised if it goes long. Just this whole Jay Powell testifying. His notes were published an hour and a half ago. Oh, okay. Well, maybe the market won't wait then. Usually it's whenever he has, like when he starts taking questions, that's whenever the markets really start reacting. You know, that's like people start asking his questions, then try to interpret, read between the lines. What I love, though, about consolidation and chop is we all know what comes after. Right? Look at all these choppy areas. Markets eventually got to break out of this. You just want to hopefully not get caught in a fake out. You know? All we can do is just look for our signs, and you know, hopefully it's the one that goes. Take strikes not even really haven't been lighting up much either. All right, let's see. We're starting to make our way down here a little bit. I was looking at the 30 tick and I was looking at this mini magnet to see. It did lay, but it's just kind of in the middle right here. It's not really pushing off anything, so and it kind of price pushed right back into this little area here that could be, you know, might not bust out of it. But let's see. Okay. Might get a short down here. Now that we're heading right to this bottom, I'm curious to see if it'll actually break below it. That's what I'm curious to see. And the 30 tick came right down to it and might be laying a mini magnet. See, there we go. It laid a mini magnet right at that bottom. So that's why I would have waited. It didn't give an entry anyways, but I would have waited to see if it was going to actually break below that. Or if this is going to be the bottom for now. Look how many times it's come down to it. Back here, came down here, here. Now we just came down here and left a mini magnet. So that's telling me that might, I don't know, might not break that anytime soon. Yeah, huge bar. Huge bar, and you see it didn't even close all the way. I mean, it came all the way down and then retraced. But if it does break now, because it came down, retraced all the way back up there, if it does end up breaking, it may be the runner. And my target, right in this area. As soon as it comes down in this area, especially a dev, I'll tighten up for sure if I do get a runner down there. Might not, but we'll see. Came right back to that bottom again. Looking left. So if it busts below, I'm going in. Tick strike's lighting up. It's breaking the bottom, so I'm going to go in. Let's see if we can get this runner. Let's see if it goes. Like I said, if we get down to this dev, I'll definitely tighten up for sure. Struggling a little bit, but on the 30, it may be laying a mini magnet on this ZOI right here. If it can hit 165. Just laid a fresh eye zone there. Okay, there we go. Tightening up. Knocked me out. Right at the dev. It barely knocked me out, but I'll take it. Because look at all this down here. Will it go much further without retracing? Probably not. So sometimes it'll just keep running, right? So I threw my stop in right above this dev. Let me go to the 10 tick. Okay, here's my entry. And then it popped down here. Got me out by a few ticks. But, I mean, I could have left it up above these order prints. But I like to use the 30 tick order prints better. So, like, I would have preferred up here. But see, it just shot through a little bit more. Do I care about this that I missed out on? I mean, yeah, it would have been nice to get, but I don't care. Look at it coming all the way back up. We might get an LRE off that level there. Off this level. So I'm going to hop in it. Let's see. I don't really like it anymore. So I'm going to go to break even. Because it shot past those levels. But it may come down somewhere. All right, I'm going to trail it a little bit. Let's see if it comes back down to the dev. It might not, but... Okay, it knocked me out. I didn't like it that much anymore because it shot... I wanted the LRE to... I mean, it busted through these levels a little bit, but then when it shot all the way up here, I didn't like that anymore. See how it shot all the way up here? Let me go to the 10 tick. I know this is much faster than pre-market, so whenever I was doing these pre-market, so it's kind of like I got to talk on the fly and be pretty quick, but so definitely don't try to copy my trades because I can't say it fast enough. That's why in the elite room, it's hard for me to type because if I can barely say it fast enough, I mean, I definitely can't type it fast enough. But anyways, you see how it, like this area I got in, I was okay. Because a lot of times we know the order prints don't stop exactly there. Sometimes it'll bust through a little bit. I prefer to stop there. But see how it busted through and it kept running up? It's like, okay, I don't like that it kept running up. Because it could have just came back down to this area, done a little chop, and then kept running up. Fortunately, it came to this area and kept running down, but that's why when it came back down here, I threw my stop at my break even really quick because it very well could have just went here and then ran back up. So that's why I did that. That's why I didn't stay in as long. And then this was the 30 tick where I was looking. Like it started shooting up here, and this is where I got in right at this area. I was hoping this would hold up better and then run down. But see how it came back down, left the double clusters. Then it left this magnet here, but I was already out. But then it left this magnet here pretty close and then ran down. So that would have been nice. But so there was actually a second entry. See, it came up here, ran down a little bit, came up. This would have been the better entry. I would have liked this one better. And then you could have, held in. And then when this mini magnet plotted on the 30 tick, then that would have gave me confidence to just stay in and ride this. But all good. Yeah. Much faster. So pre-market, I had time to say what I was thinking like 5-10 minutes ahead. Oh, if it does this, especially LREs. Right now I have time to say simplicity. Like here, I was calling this simplicity short. I would get in, back here. But This LRE happened so quick, it was just hard for me to say anything. And now look at that. We're right back at this bottom here, like to the tick just about. So I would definitely wait for a reset for anything. I mean, you could still get it. Like if this just keeps running down, then I wouldn't need a reset for an LRE per se because there's a clear bottom here. It could run down a little bit, pull back up and test this bottom for an LRE. But yeah, I would definitely need a reset simplicity for sure. Yeah, that's a thing, but that's also why I went to those 5 micros on my 50K accounts. Because I had a 40 tick stop on that simplicity. And even though technically, see the entry was here. Right, both angled down, broke here. So I got in like right there, perfect entry. Technically, my stop should have been way up here. But I don't want that big of a stop, right? I got in at 177.50. If my stop was way up here, my goodness, that's a 50-point stop, 40-point stop. There's no way. Even on micros, I mean that's huge. Like you better have 1 micro. So there's no way I want my stop all the way up there. But this is why I was okay with leaving my stop, because my stop was 40 ticks, and it was behind this, right up here. This was the bottom, right, that I was breaking out of, and was right here. So the 30 tick, that would have been right up here. So it laid this mini magnet, and I was hiding behind the mini magnet, basically. Because if price would have came back up here and broke this, more than likely it would have headed all the way back up to the top of this range. And I definitely don't want to be in that, you know. There's no reason to be in that. Just take my loss if it would have done that at 40 ticks, and that's it, right? But it was a nice breakout, so higher probability that it's going to actually run. Yeah, exactly. I'm not giving it no chances. See, now it's busting right through again, busting out. Look at the 10 tick, kind of consolidated. Did this. Now it's busting out again. So, yeah. If I can get an LRE up around this flux level, that'd be nice. But I need to double check and see if I'm done for the day. I'm pretty close. Let me see. Let me check. I'm not there. Hold on. Let me see if I should be done. It's pulling up with a lot of HD. I like this one though. Oh, I missed it. I like that one. That would have been a winner. Dang it. I was too busy trying to calculate if I could take another trade or not. And I could, but I missed it. Look at this. Pulled up pretty close to the flux, but look, we have 3 clusters in this area, so it came right up to that area. 761% HD. I mean, clearly got its 10 points. 149, 139. Yeah, that was a winner right there. Oh well, missed it. Now I would not take another LRE until we get a reset. But we're about 5 minutes away from Powell, so I don't know when he's going to have his press conference, like answering questions and stuff, but I mean, I could pretty much call it a day because I'm up 37 ticks. So it's one of those things where it's really close. And I took 2 trades. So I probably will call it a day, but Exactly. Exactly, Jean. It's all about reading the OP for me. And, well, the Apex sniper system. It's the way they built it, you know. Because like I said, if it would have broke, because we have our clear, right? Clear, defined, top area, bottom area, and it's busting out here. And if it would have pulled, that's why my stop was here. And if it would have started making its way back up in this area, I don't want to be in it, right? Even if the technical stop was way up here, that's too big, and I don't want to be in it because it's probably going to either chop or run all the way back up to the top. And this thing is just running short. Oh, we got a nice little red eye block on the 30. Little red eye block here. Potentially laying it. I don't know if that. Yeah, it's not going to stay. But, man. Man, market is just running down. Down to the 0.7 dev. See, if this was the first initial breakout here, and then it retraced, and then now it's going on a steady, nice little run down. So, had it not had this big retracement, could have definitely stayed in this thing and just trail that solid line. But, you know, when it crosses, you gotta keep in mind when it gets to deviations, it can chop at a deviation. So that's why Daryl likes to go dev to dev. So like if the short would have been at this deviation, you could have just wrote it down to this one. Because typically it likes to chop around the devs and then run to other devs. This might be a good short. I mean, we've had a nice big run, but a lot of OP here to go short off of. We just had ODD down here though, but little setup there. But yeah, I'm not gonna trade anymore because I'm like right below. I'm below my target, profit target, but it's one of those things where I made enough to where it's like, if I take a loss, then it's like, man, I shouldn't have taken a trade. So whenever I kind of have those thoughts, I just stop for the day because do I want to hit my profit target? Yes. Do I want to exceed my profit target? Yes. But if I'm just below my profit target, do I really want to risk, you know, 20, 30, 40 more ticks just to make another 20 ticks to hit my target? Probably not. But I mean, it's looking like a good day to keep trading, but that's the time that you can jump into something and take a loss and say, dang, I should have stopped. So yeah, I'm not going to take any more trades. And let me show you what micros, multiple accounts, and a few minis on larger accounts can do. I mean, that was just, 20 minutes in this morning? It adds up, right? So these are my smaller accounts. So I did 1 mini on these accounts, 5 micros on these. That's why commission's more expensive. But look at that. I mean, $3,000 in 20 minutes. That's like, and these are all PAs. So, like, just take it small, take it slow, and that's it. So I could have got in this short here too, but like I said, I'll just come back tomorrow. Dang. Market's just going down. Holy moly. Look at that. Gosh. Can't have FOMO as long as I get my ticks in every day. Here, and just to show y'all, because I know there's going to be some people later that say, I don't know if that was really PAs. Yes, it's all PAs. Yeah, for sure. And that was, John, that was so hard for me to get into my stubborn head for the longest. Because I was like, why do I want to trade micros when I can trade larger and just take LREs? Right? Like, there's less risk. I could just hop in LREs, trade larger. There's like no reason for me to trade micros. Because I told myself I got to get 80 ticks, right? 80 ticks in micros if I trade 5 micros just to equal 2 LRE wins or 1 LRE winner. And, how often do I get an 80 tick runner? Well, it actually happens pretty often. Here's an LRE right off this I block. Let's see if this one holds up. I mean, it makes me, when the markets run this far, it makes me a little, I mean, you just got to do what the charts are telling you, but I start getting like, all right, how many shorts can you get in before it stops going short? But I mean, this might be laying a mini magnet right there. I mean, it did bust through the I zone, the I block, the red I block some. So that, if you got in here, it did bust through and go up to the wall. So I wouldn't be too confident in it anymore. But, and that's what I look at whenever I take a trade off of a level like that or a OP. If I'm in it and it busts through, I'm like, ooh, I don't like that it kept going. So if it comes back to break even, I usually will go right back to break even. And that would have been what to do on this one. Yeah, 200 points down. Crazy. But all good. So, all right. Well, I'm going to call it a day. Like I said, I don't like to sit around and watch charts when I'm done. Don't want any mistakes. Don't want any temptation. Because I've already put in my chart time over the years of watching and seeing how markets react. So I don't need to do that as much anymore. I still do my chart reviews, but I don't sit here and watch charts. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Hope y'all have some good trades in there. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Trade well, everybody. Thanks for joining. See y'all later.